and welcome to Uke-Magic. In this video, you'll be learning how to play Good Little Girl by Rebecca Sugar, and it's from the awesome show Adventure Time. Now this song has quite a few chords, so I'm going to basically go over the strumming patterns that you can use in this song. This song has 4 sections: Marshall singing, Fiona singing, Marshall rapping, and then Cake with her awesome solo. Now I like to, in the first 2 sections of the song and the last section of the song, I use one finger picking pattern. During the rap, I use a different finger picking pattern. I'll be showing you a bunch of finger picking patterns, and you can decide which ones you like to choose and which ones you prefer. We're just going to be using the C chord right now. One pretty easy finger picking pattern that I use during the rap is I pluck the 2 inner strings and then the 2 outer strings. So that goes. That's just a really easy one. 2 inner, 2 outer. Another way to do it is you can press the C string, or pluck the C string, E string, G string, and then strum. So together that would sound like this. Another way to do it is you go C, E, G, A. So. If you feel it's kind of empty or lacking, you can do C, E, G, A, and pluck the A string twice. You know the deal. And then another way that I like to do, it's a little bit harder, it takes more time to grasp the finger picking pattern, but it sounds much better. C, E, G, A. And together that would sound like this. I'll play it slowly so you can see the wonderful picking pattern. Usually when I play the last chord, I go, but we'll go over that later. In the first section of the song, most of the song are with these 4 chords: C, A minor, D minor, and G7. So the C chord, all of you should know, because you guys are awesome ukulele players, and awesome ukulele players know their chords. A minor is the 2nd fret of the 4th string. D minor, you keep that finger there, except this time you have the 2nd fret of the 4th string, the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the 1st fret of the 2nd string. That should sound like this. And G7 is fairly simple. You press the 1st fret of the 2nd string, the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So it's like this. So in the first section, you play that twice. Now, as you go on the song, more chords come up. So you of course have the C chord again. You have E7, which is the 1st fret on the 4th string, and the 2nd frets on the 3rd and 1st strings. And that should look and sound like this. Now B flat 7, you bar the entire 1st fret. Barring is when you cover up an entire fret. So you bar the entire 1st fret, and then you press down the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. A7 is the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and then you have D minor, and then you have G7. And to the actual song, the very first part, we'll just divide it up by who's actually singing or rapping. The first part with Marshall, it goes C, A minor, D minor, G7, and you play that through twice. So I'm going to use the little bit more complicated finger picking pattern. You can choose whichever one you want. I'm just using that one because it sounds very nice. So you go C, A minor, D minor, and then G7. Usually on the last chord I go, because it sounds nice. So I'll play that through one more time. you play that twice, you go down to the part with Fiona, where you play again C, A minor, D minor, and G7 twice. So that would sound like this. Now you start with the more complicated chords. You play C, E7, B flat 7, A7, D minor, and then G7. Now, that entire part I just showed you with Fiona, meaning C, A minor, D minor, G7 twice, and then C, E7, B flat 7, A7, D minor, and G7, you play that entire part twice. So it's going to sound basically like this. Oops. Now for that part with the C, E7, all that, I just played C, E, G, A, just to give it a little bit of change. So we basically went over Marshally, Fiona, and then Marshally again with the rap part. This part's pretty easy. I like to do the 2 inner and then 2 outer strings. So that would sound like this. Oh, and you also play it 4 times. So it goes C, A minor, D minor, G7, and you play that through 4 times. And then you go on. And then afterwards you have Cake Solo. It's quite like Fiona's part, except you don't play through the whole thing twice. What you do is you play C, A minor, G minor, and G7 twice. Then you play C, E7, B flat 7, A7, D minor, G minor. And after that you just play C, A minor, D minor, and G7. And that just kind of continues on. So I'll go over it slowly. You go. And then we play that one more time. And then you play C, E7, B flat 7, A7, D minor, and G7. And the last part is the same thing as the first part. C, A minor, D minor, G7, but you don't actually play it more than once. According to the tab, it says trails off with la das. So I guess we'll go off with la das then. I didn't actually like the finger picking pattern. I'm just using different ones, just so you know that you can use them and they'll still sound good. So I'll do it with another finger picking pattern. I'll try it with the strum. Now I'll do the other one. So that's basically basically the whole song. Be sure to check out the links below. I got this tablature from Rebecca Sugar's Tumblr, so straight from the horse's mouth. And also be sure to check out the Uke-Magic website. The link will be in the description below, and you can have access to a lot more free tutorials. Be sure to practice those chords, especially B-flat 7. And enjoy. Have fun playing the song. Play along to the song on YouTube. I'll also put the link to the actual demo in the description below. So have fun.